When was the last time that you did something scary? When was the last time you truly felt uncomfortable? Was it today? Was it a couple of minutes ago? This morning? Are you feeling uncomfortable right now? No, these are just thoughts that I'm thinking because at the end of the day, life is difficult. I think that's no secret to anyone that's been alive for more than just a couple of years, right? Life can be difficult. We all live our own lives, we all have our own struggles, but at the end of the day, life is difficult. Now, you can take that in whatever way you can. You can let that just, destroy you. You can let that impact you. Be a victim, you know. Oh, woe is me, the world hates me. I just can't catch a break. Or, you can see pain and struggle as growth, because that's what it is. And obviously, there are exceptions when, for example, someone passing away that isn't in your control, right? Or just a natural disaster happens to you, right? Like, that sucks. Like, that's horrible. Sucks doesn't even cover it. That's like, like when tragedy strikes, things are different. But when I'm talking about pain, I'm talking more about like the daily struggles of life, you know? Those moments where you wake up in the morning and the first thought in your mind is, crap, I don't want to go to work. Or, you have a meeting coming up. I was like, damn, I don't want to go to that meeting. Or really anything, or just work. Because I guess for me, one of the most painful things that I experience kind of daily at this point is severe, just hard work. Work that makes me uncomfortable. Work that puts me in a lot of pain. Because the thing is, with me personally, right, and everyone's different, I'm a huge introvert. However, with my work, so I work in sales at the moment, I have to put myself out there. I have to be able to speak to people on a consistent basis and interact with them. Now, I don't hate speaking to people, but it's just something that really takes energy out of me. Now, you might even be wondering, like, why am I even doing sales when I'm an introvert? I consider myself a pretty hardcore introvert. Thing is, where I want to go in life with, my goals, my dreams, having the ability of sales, ability to speak to people and communicate to people, kind of like how I am communicating to you right now, it's essential. I think, so my goals are mostly kind of entrepreneurial or business by nature, but sales, I feel like just in general, even if you don't have those goals, it's really builds up your communication skills, which you can just use in normal life, in daily life. Communication is a big thing. And not to mention the resilience it teaches you. My God. So I worked in this car finance company in the UK, in Manchester. Not going to say which one. It was tough working there. It was tough. Like, the work environment, it was really chaotic, really loud. And I'd be speaking on the phones to people literally, like, legitimately 3 to 5 hours every single day. 3 to 5 hours talk time, speaking to people on the phone. Don't get me wrong though, the work was hard, but I am really grateful for the opportunity to have worked there, because through that pain and through that struggle, I really learned how to become more resilient and really just toughen up. Like, funny story is, So when I was younger, when I went to university, I actually did biomedical sciences. My goal initially when I was younger was I wanted to become a researcher. One of the reasons why I wanted to do it, so I enjoyed science, but one of the big reasons I wanted to get into research instead, like being a doctor, let's say, because a lot of people were wanting to become a doctor. I never really had the intention of being a doctor, was because I did not want to interact with people. That was my reason for becoming a researcher. When I was 18-year-old me, I was thinking I don't want to have my job revolve around speaking to people. And now look where I am. Here I am now, where I'm doing sales for a living. It's crazy, but it's intentional, of course. I put myself in the situation. I wanted to get into sales, even though it's difficult. And I think that's the important thing. It's to be able to have the capability and not really confidence, but knowing where it is you want to go and having the courage to put yourself intentionally in really uncomfortable situations. Because as cliche as it sounds to, always growth only occurs outside of the comfort zone, that blah blah blah, you hear it millions of times, but I think it's genuinely truth. I feel it to my bones, because the past month, the past year, I have been in sales, and really, when I worked in that car finance company, I was cooked. Let me tell you that. Hours were long, the stress was constant, and I got burnt out extremely, to the point where I was hanging out with friends, I was just dissociating, and just not paying attention. It's I just zone out randomly, and I just felt so apathetic, and just it felt like I couldn't feel emotions. I was numb. And naturally from that too, I lost sight of what it was I wanted, what my dreams were, what my goals were, and I just got into this rhythm where I just didn't really care about anything. I threw out my passions, my hobbies, my routines, everything all away. It was bad. But through that pain and burnout and struggle, long-term struggle, by the way, it was long-term suffering in a way. I felt like I'm a completely different person from when I was before. Completely changed it. Completely changed myself, and yeah, the growth that I was able to experience and witness in myself is immense through that struggle and through that pain. And now I'm not in that job anymore. I am very, very grateful that I had the opportunity to work in that company, because of the skills it taught me, but also because of the people there. They were amazing people. But now I work in the high ticket sales industry, as an appointment setter at the moment. I'm going to become a closer eventually, really soon actually. And yeah, my job still is kind of the same, speaking to people, building up my communication skills, and just constantly putting the reps in, and it kind of sucks. I don't feel like doing it, but again, it's all a worthy sacrifice. It's all sacrifice. Because my goals and my dreams, I think for me, I know where it is I want to go, and it's worth the pain and struggle. So in terms of my entrepreneurial journey, for instance, I'm still relatively early in the stage. Hence why I wanted to even start recording these videos, was just to show my progress. And be as authentic as I can on this camera here. I'm literally, what time is it now? It's 11 p.m. Using my phone, speaking to you guys, just being honest and upfront about the journey, because there's lots of successful entrepreneurs out there, which I really look up to. But when they make videos, for instance, they're already there. They're already at a point where they've already achieved success. So, which is awesome, you know, but you don't really get to see the day in and day out, you know, from like the very beginning and when they started. Like you don't really get to see how they documented their life from when they started on their journey to where they are now, where they are now, right? And I want to be that person that did record my journey, not only for myself, obviously, so then I can look back and, 5 years time and be like, wow, look how far I've come. But also, just to serve as kind of inspiration inspiration, hope, or maybe just pure entertainment for other people watching, maybe in similar spots as me, where they have dreams they want to achieve. Uh, Lofty dreams that will take a lot of suffering, pain, and struggle to get, and document my entire journey. Yeah, I don't have a script, as you can obviously see here. I'm just kind of speaking on, I'm just winging it. But I think that's where it is, because I've been thinking of this for a long time. Pain sucks. Who likes pain? Unless you're a masochist. You know, pain. It's just consistent. If you have really big dreams that you want to achieve, it's just consistent struggle every single day. Obviously, it does get easier as you do it with time, but it's still there. That discomfort, But yeah, through that discomfort lies growth, and beyond growth, that's where you really want to get to, fulfill your potential, reach your goals, and do whatever it is you want to do, because life is short. You gotta have the courage to take the step forward and go where you want to go. Yeah, that's about it.